Oh my god, it's still going.
Yeah, fucking muted.
No,
Anyway,
I'm not.
we are live. We are here. We are real.
Hello.
Hi. What
The
happened last week?
widespread
Nothing
sands,
happened last week.
the widespread sands of the Karvok Desert reach out from the Ramid Mountains all the way to the northern Klein Sea. They stretch out as long as the forgers of this dominion saw fit to spread them. Here, 30 years after the events of the Dead Year, the rise and fall of the dead moon Atropus, a new story is told on these sands. Between the high-walled cities of the Karvok Olis, cities of paradise trapped within the desert, places of refuge for those attempting to brave the expansive heat, a myriad of travelers find fortune and ruin. Our story today starts on the edge of the borders between Olis Garzat and Olis Dimlix. Two cities in different nations. Their distinctions, cultural and technical. Lines in the sand that you can't even see when you're crossing them. But today we follow two people seeking something. Fortune, fame, knowledge, safety, peace. It's impossible to know. But, for whatever reason that they have, they are attempting to cross this invisible border, leaving Olis Garzat behind and traveling to another Olis well and beyond. There's been some pursuit that has challenged along the way, and you have been deft in evading it, bringing you to a small, unremarkable oasis town just on the edges of the border. It is quaint, and unlike the Olises that mark the Karvok Desert, this one does not have walls to protect it. Instead, it has its own guards, brought up from local boys without the good fortune to move to an Olis to make their own wealth, fame, peace. The people of this small town live quiet lives. And for the time being, the two of you have been able to intrude upon their prospective peace and enjoy that quiet. You stay, for now, at a small inn of no repute. There isn't even a sign on the door. It's the only one in town. It's been quiet for most of the day that you guys have settled in and found your rest. Warnings of the horrors of the desert well within the reaches of your mind. Dangers that you've had to avoid while traveling away from Garzat. Dangers that you will continue to have to avoid while traveling to Dimlix and Kismet beyond. As night falls, you find yourselves with the last bits of your savings for this prospective journey across the desert, spent on both rooms and your passage come the morning. A caravan will supposedly be traveling to Dimlix and then Kismet, in which you will have welcome passage upon. But the night is warm. It is late spring, slowly trending towards summer, and with summer will definitely come the great heats of the Karvok Desert. Heats that have killed before, heats that will kill again. But for tonight, you have peace. You have safe slumber until about 2 a.m. And so, I would like the two of you, Key and Sayu, to, if you would, describe your characters, how they carry themselves, how they look, the kind of kit they're packing, and how they react as someone kicks the door to their room in.
Would you like to go first, Key, or would you like me to?
You can go first.
Fantastic, thank you. So, sleeping in her bed is Sayu. She's a young girl, looks around like 25 or so. Has like charcoal black hair with some colored ends, like a maple leaf or something like that. Like it gradually gets lighter as the hair ends. She, if someone was to kick open the door, would awake in a groggy start. Generally, she would have been traveling pretty safely and not needed to wake up often if, undisturbed sleep usually. So this would be a bit of a change instead. But she's a stocky girl, pretty strong build, and would immediately have at least tumbled out of bed and drop to a knee as little stars would just appear out of nowhere. Little metal stars that look like liquid in nature, but they're ready to harden and attack.
Absolutely. And how about Key? Tell us about Key.
Key is a very tall, kind of ashen skin, humanoid with their hair done in a mohawk type cut that's kind of a white color, off-white color. They wear goggles that cover their eyes and a mask that covers most of their face, wearing a thick, heavy, almost like a coat that hides their breastplate armor that they currently have. They're not laying down in bed like Sayu is. They're kind of actually sitting. They're asleep, but they're asleep sitting upwards with their back against the wall while they sit on the bed, because they're kind of one of the more on edge, ready for any kind of danger that might pop up, even if they seem safe type of person. They have a pair of gauntlets on, and at their bedside is a spear, as well as a sickle, only just set on the nightstand, just so it's at least close by. As soon as the door is kicked in, their head that's kind of only leaning forward a little bit, shoots straight up, and they immediately stand up and get ready to deck whoever just disturbed their sleep.
Absolutely.
And do we get a chance to speak as well?
Yeah, this person has kicked in the door, brandishing this wicked-looking dagger with a slight curve to the edge, a couple serrated fangs off of it, ready to just rip and to drip blood, and kind of barks out a... "Thought you could escape, eh? Been a long look. Not leaving here empty-handed, and there's quite a bounty on you, Morning Star."
So we don't need to show you the door. How lovely. Fantastic. Key, are you ready?
Yeah, but, like, not even a word. They're already charging at the dude to, like, grab his neck.
All right, in that case, we'll go ahead and start right off the bat. I would like you guys to roll for initiative.
Let's do it.
Oh, boy. I didn't think we'd hop into a fight this fast, but okay.
And media res, baby!
Alright, where's the initiative on here? I am still figuring things out.
Solid.
I forget, where's the initiative on our sheet
It's
again?
under
Left
under
side.
AC. Under AC,
Very-
you'll see initiative and perception.
I see perception.
Just below
oh, there's
that, then.
initiative. There it is. Got it.
Yeah. Now, given that I already have my sword drawn, so to speak, with like elements, do I need to worry about channeling elements for this first turn?
You will, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
But we start with Key up first. As this guy has broken in, you guys have chosen to fight. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna run up to him first things
Oh, yeah,
first.
pause it.
I cannot. Yeah, I cannot move.
Alright, so you
Run up
stride
to
over
him.
to him.
Can I like? I forget. Can I just grab him? First
You
things
can
first?
attempt to grapple, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to grapple him.
Alright, so you go ahead and make an athletics check against his fortitude DC.
Okay, athletics. 20.
20 against his fortitude DC is a success.
Let's go.
On a success, the target is grabbed until the end of your next turn. So,
Okay,
apply the grabbed condition to him.
So I moved up, which is 1, and I grabbed him, which is 2, right?
Mhm.
For actions.
Correct.
Can I yank him in with me? Just so we're not like fighting in the doorway.
Yeah, you can shove him if you want. Which is going to be another athletics check.
Okay, I'm gonna try to like almost like grab him and then like turn and just like chuck him into a room.
Absolutely.
Alright. Let's try. Oh, that's not great.
Ooh, that
11.
is not going to do it. You try to wrestle and pull him into the room, but he's a little stalwart, kind of pulls back a little bit.
Alright. I guess that'll be it for me.
Indeed, that is all 3 of your actions. Sayu, it is your turn.
So, those little stars that have floated around, they're just going to take that first. They are going to take the shape of just a rock, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
If I'm dragging that in correctly, give me just 2 seconds. Channel elements, use it. Apply effect, there we go. That's better. Trim it down. So, aura is active. The first elemental blast is just going to be a solid 1-action blast.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Remember
roll.
to target him, or not.
Yes. Well, it's not really.
Ooh, 10 is going to miss. You channel, you focus, and you pull this kind of metal, ringing it into this kind of just blunt force of metal, and just propel it forward, and it sails wide, and you hear it kind of poof, crack and snap against the wood of the wall behind him as he is adjusting, shifting his position.
Typically, people would knock first, but fine. And we're going to do a 2-action elemental blast after that, just metal again.
1 action, because you used your first action. Oh no, that's right, because you get to use dual blast for
Yeah.
free when you channel.
Yes.
Absolutely, with multiple attack penalty.
Yes, it's +2, map -5. Let's throw. And this is going to be a weapon infusion as well. We're making it a ranged thrown trait. So it has 20 feet of range, and it will use half of my strength.
Absolutely. You should be able to apply that on your sheet, correct?
Yes. There was a thing for it. I just need to... I'll just have to press use. Hold on. There we go. Apply effect.
There you go.
Weapon infusion. Now I can choose. Perfect. So 2 action. It is not melee. It's ranged and thrown. We're doing a ranged attack. Now let's give that a try. Target first and foremost. Alt click. And here we go. Oh, it's too
Ooh.
early in the morning.
Yeah, he's trying to throw these blasts out, but the way he's kind of arranged in the door and with Key right there, it's a little difficult. You find yourself sailing it right past him again. That is all 3 of your actions.
It's too early. Key, just finish him, please.
And it is his turn. As he is grabbed. He's kind of just standing there. He's going to kind of shift and I misspoke. He does not have a dagger. He has a club that he is going to attempt to just brain you over the head with, Key. As you've got him grabbed, he does not seem to care. He just kind of leans into it and overhead strike with his club, actually. Target. Is going to miss you with a 17 as he just tries to swipe out. You are able to kind of use and shift his weight as part of this grapple, and it just kind of poof, crashes into the wall there. And he is going to use his second action to attempt to make a snagging strike against you with multiple attack penalty. Which is going to just hit you with an 18.
Dang it.
So, deals 4 points of bludgeoning to you.
Okay.
And because that strike hits, you become off guard until the start of his next turn.
Oh boy.
Which I think is just a -2 to AC.
Correct.
Yep, I just saw my AC go down.
Then he is going to make a secondary strike, or one final strike rather, as he's swinging wild with his club. The first one didn't hit, but the second one kind of gets you straight on. And that one is going to critically miss, so he really just fucking like catches and kind of slams in and comes away with a little bit of shock from the strike, and it is back to your turn.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna.
It's worth noting he is grabbed until the end of this turn.
I'm going to. Since he hit me, I'm not gonna be very happy. Key's not gonna be very happy. I mean, and I'm gonna do intimidating glare at him.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make an intimidation check to demoralize against his will DC.
Yeah, demoralize. Intimidation. Maybe. First, I gotta target him, right? T.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me just. Where is? Sorry, I'm still figuring things out.
It's a completely new system.
Intimidation. Here we go. 23.
23 is going to be a success. He becomes frightened 1. So
Okay.
yes, he's off guard and frightened. He should be easy to hit now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna smack him in the face.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna, since I have my gauntlets on, so we're just gonna do that.
Mm-hmm. .22 is a hit.
20.
It's almost a crit, but that's okay. Since your gauntlets also have the agile trait, you get to apply sneak attack.
Yay! So
10 damage to him, absolutely. You kind of wind back, and as you kind of give him that glare, he kind of staggers a little bit, and you catch him, pull him in with the grapple, and just boom, sucker punch right to the gut, and he kind of. But you still have one action left.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just try to. Actually, I'm gonna try to pull him in again. Try again.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make another athletics check to shove. This does take multiple attack penalty.
Okay.
But it is multiple attack penalty -4 because it is an unarmed strike, which has the agile trait.
So it would be athletics again, right?
Mm-hmm. With a -4 penalty.
Okay.
Don't make him bleed on the floor. The innkeeper was so nice.
-4.
Perfect. 21 is a success. You are able to move him 5 feet. So we'll say right there.
Yeah.
And that is all 3 of your actions. Sayu, it is your turn.
Screw it. And we're going to use magnetic pinions.
Okay.
That's a damage roll. I need to make a plus attack. So range and plus attack roll. So this is 3 rolls that I have to make.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, my channeling elements turns off again. Let's roll the first one.
The end of his turn. He is no longer.
Oh.
Critical failure. It's just going to take the shape of, it's like bludgeoning damage. Oh, it's bludgeoning and piercing, never mind.
Yeah.
Just a little, like, so she'll clap her hands and you'll just hear like a as
Fuck yeah.
3 like solid pipes, just like tiny rods just form into being and then sail one after the other at this guy.
Absolutely.
Let's do a second attack roll. That's
25 is a crit.
That's double damage on a crit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's roll damage, and do I just roll it like normal?
Yeah, and I'll just click double on the damage he takes.
Okay.
So that's 8 damage total. Not
I'm
you.
gonna take 8 damage. Why?
He takes 8 damage, which cuts clean on through him. He's got like this kind of half blunt spike just stuck in his side, and he kind of.
And the last one, they all like hit like.
Mm-hmm.
And the final one is a critical.
Two nat ones and a nat 20.
We take those. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean he's not looking
This is gonna be
good.
the campaign for us.
No.
This is how it's gonna be.
That is all 3 of your rolls. Also, that does end your channel.
Yes.
So you just right-click on the icon up on the top right. Yeah, you got it. And it is his turn. He is not feeling super great. You are no longer off guard. So start his next turn. So you are no longer off guard. But he is going to do... Yeah, he's going to do another snagging strike on you to try to get you off guard a little bit. Which is going to miss with a 10. And then he is not feeling good, so he is going to make a break for it. He's got 25 feet of movement speed.
Now, does Key have an attack of opportunity or no?
No, there's no. I have to have a special
Indeed.
feat for that for Pathfinder.
Gotcha.
Only class that
You just
defaults with attack of opportunity is fighter. He strides twice after failing to strike Key, and then Key, it is your turn.
Go get him before the guards come.
Okay, so we're gonna stride for 5, 10. I can see him.
Mm-hmm.
I have how much movement? 25.
Should be 25.
Okay. 15, 20, 25, but that's the first stride.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go another stride, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to try to cut him off.
Absolutely. You kind of
And
lunge
we're
forward
gonna...
and skid around him, fists clenched.
Is he still scared? Or
He is not.
anymore?
That falls off at the end of his turn.
Okay.
He's
Then
also
I'm gonna...
temporarily immune to being demoralized.
Yep. Then I'm gonna take another punch at him.
Absolutely. Nineteen hits. Let's see that damage.
I'm just gonna sock him right in the face.
Mm-hmm. All right, you fucking come around the corner there, wind back, and just poof, straight in the face, and he fucking drops. You see the impact as you kind of had that momentum coming in, rounding, and just fucking it cracks his nose, and he drops down. He's probably going to bleed to death.
He's just gonna like sigh, grab him by the ankle, and start dragging him back to the room.
Absolutely. You drag him back, and after a kind of hesitant moment, you realize this guy was here alone.
We were so careful. How are we tracked?
He's just gonna like shrug. Do you want to keep this guy alive or not?
He'll just come for us again, won't he? Because you've got a bounty on your head.
Okay. Is there any way I can find a spot I can stash his body in here?
Yeah, there were some chests that you were allowed to use to like kind of stash your stuff.
Okay.
Look, if it were up to me, Key, we shouldn't really stash his body near. The innkeeper was so kind to us earlier. Like, it'd make the most sense to at least let me talk to the guards and say that someone broke in the night.
Fine, you can talk. He's just gonna go over to their bed and just sit back down.
Just
In the meantime. Yeah, harumph.
I guess I should drag him outside, and then I'll call for the guards and get them to come inside. And just explain
Sounds
everything
good.
to them there. Yeah, so Sally would like to drag...
Well, we can just leave him in the door.
Yeah,
'Cause
but I
he's-
don't want them to come inside, because what if they see you and try and put two and two together if there's a bounty?
Alright. We'll put him just outside the door then.
The door that is barely hanging on the hinges.
Yeah.
That can be fixed. Don't worry about that. Key,
Do
go
you
back to
guys
bed.
want to run his pockets at all?
Yeah, you know what? I'll run his pockets. I'll run his
Abs-
pockets.
Sure,
Absolutely.
go for it.
You kind of take the moment to kind of like run through his stuff. He had on his person, obviously, the club he was using, as well as a sling with 20 bullets. And he also had 20 Kalgat loons.
That's money.
We'll pocket the money, but we'll leave the weapons on so it makes him still look pretty dangerous.
Absolutely.
Like he was trying to rob us.
Yeah, good call. I'll go and at least let the innkeeper know as well, and then we can ask for the guards.
Absolutely.
Recalling knowledge, where would the innkeeper be located for a good door knock?
You would know, so you can just kind of like, you sidle down the hall and give a little knock, and after a kind of hesitant moment, the door opens askance, and you see the kobold innkeeper kind of leer out. The head is kind of almost sleek. There looks to be some kind of almost bullet-like heritage to them. They kind of give you a hesitant glance through the little sliver of the door. Fight's over.
Sorry, I don't know if I misheard that or if I don't understand what you said.
Is the fighting over?
Yes, and we are terribly, terribly sorry. Someone broke into our room and attempted to rob us, but they have since been incapacitated. Now, the door has been damaged. I'm happy to fix that as well. My family works in the trade. I can fix that up right for you. But I would need just your discretion when I need to go get the guards, as this should be something that should be reported to them.
Yes,
You have
you
any
go tell the
objections to
guards. No, you tell guards.
Awesome. Okay, thank you very much. And I will leave some extra for you in the morning.
Do it better.
Thank you very much for your time. So
No more fighting tonight. If I hear more fighting, I kick you out.
Understandably so. You're very, it's good to get rest, and we just wanted to get sleep as well, but this person broke in, but too much of your time. Thank you very much. And she'll just, go to leave now.
And the door clunks closed.
She kept the rest of the place safe. She'll head out the door and look for either the nearest guard or, a little outpost or something.
Absolutely. It is probably about 3 a.m. at this point. It's not quite sunrise yet, so you've got kind of moonlight for you as Priost is hanging high in the sky. You kind of give a glance around and you see a couple of guards kind of posted up, walking down the street. Heavy yawns from these. One of them's human, one of them seems to be a hobgoblin. They both just look tired.
Excuse me, hello?
Yes.
Hi, and she'll just, jog up to them. Very sorry to interrupt. We're staying at the inn, me and my friend are staying at the inn nearby, and we were looking to leave in the morning, but this person broke into our room and threatened to club us to death, so we had to incapacitate him. Could you please come and collect the body as well?
I kind of give each other a hesitant glance. Yeah, it's doable. You can take a look at it. Any idea who this person is?
Not really, no. They said that they were looking to rob us, and it was honestly really, really distressing because I really need to get some good sleep, and I get really grouchy if I don't get some good sleep, and suddenly, this person's at the door, and they have a club ready to rob us and take, any money that we have, but we spent most of it on the inn here and on the journey here, so I'm glad things didn't turn south for us.
Alright, you're talking too much. Let's take a look at this person, yes?
Sorry, yes, please, come. And we're just at the inn over here, and she'll lead them there.
You lead them in, and the human kind of mills around in the kind of entrance area, and the hobgoblin follows you up and sees the guy leaned up, broken nose, still bleeding.
And my friend is sleeping inside. He did get clubbed a little bit, and I have since patched him up, but patched them up. But now they're sleeping. So just hushed voices if we can, please.
I'd like to take a statement from him too, as well, to make sure stories.
Look, I speak on behalf of my friend, but I can go and wake them up and see if we can get one at least through the door or something. They're very, very groggy. Give me just one moment, please. She'll just walk in, close the door, and quickly dash over to Key and say, "They want to have a statement from you, Key. Can you speak through the door?"
Fine.
I know. I tried against it, but they seem pushy. I don't want to draw too much attention.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, my friend's here, but they're not very clothed at the moment, much to my chagrin. So, Key, if you would be so kind.
Yeah, we were sleeping, and suddenly the door busted open, and he was waving his club around, saying how he wanted our money, and instinctively I just jumped out of bed and socked him in the face, and he hit me once with his club.
Yes, I can see. It looks like you give him pretty good thrashing.
Look, I wake up cranky on the wrong side of the bed when I get woken up in the middle of the night.
Doesn't everyone?
And you've never seen this man before in your lives?
No, never.
Never.
We're generally very quiet people. I'm not too sure why. It may have just been a random robbery. I have no idea.
Alright, we'll put him in lockup, get a statement from him in the morning, figure out. Yeah, I don't know this man, he's probably not from around here. Maybe a drifter, bandit on the desert looking to make easy score.
Maybe. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it. She'll open the door and go out and watch them, but you mentioned before that he was like bleeding out and like almost dead.
Yeah, I mean, not like almost dead, like, if it goes like untreated, it's probably gonna kill him, but presumably they're not just gonna like leave a broken-nosed guy in the fucking lockup all night, unless maybe they will. This guy's not from around here.
So the metal that was as part of the pinions, that like the little rods that sunk into him, would that still be there?
Yes, it would.
Could I use base kinesis? Do I need to have my thing? Now, obviously, when they're leaving and as they're carrying him out, can I try use base kinesis and a stealth roll of some kind to move the rod in some way that would like be the final hit to like kill him?
You most certainly can.
With intent of not being noticed by the guards of doing that.
Yeah, I'll say roll me.
Base kinesis
Well,
just to move it a
Yeah.
little bit so that it hits like something bad.
Yeah, to like drive the spike in a little more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check to do that and have it like very carefully not noticed.
Yeah. Stealth check. Here we go.
You got this, girl.
Stealth, there it is. Oh no, +2. Okay. Dexterity. I just have to put the right dice, but it's not letting me.
Just click the dice. Don't click the trained or untrained stuff.
It says there is no active encounter, so I can't do a stealth roll.
Huh?
On my sheet, where I've selected instead of performance, instead of.
That's your
perception.
initiative.
Oh, I'm silly. Where do I do stealth instead?
It's going to be in the
go to-
proficiencies tab, the one that's like an open hand.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, the stealth for the initiative is for like doing that instead of an initiative roll.
Shit.
Ooh, 6 is not good enough. It's not a critical fail, but you have the base kinesis. You drive it in a little bit. There's a little bit of a twist, and he kind of lets out an unconscious kind of. And the guard's like, "The fuck? You quit your yapping." And kind of just whacks him in the. Kind of backhands him while he's like dragging him along.
Would that be enough to like kill him though?
It's probably gonna kill him.
But not like if they trade him, then it's.
I mean, you
Look, I
drive the
think
spike in, he's going to die.
Okay, good. That's fine. If the timer is set in a sense, then yeah, easy peasy.
But the guards drag this guy out, kind of leaving you two alone in your room.
And shut the door behind me, and I'll say, he won't survive the morning. So that's one lead that's buried. How are you feeling? I am so tired.
I'm tired too, but do you think we're in any danger to need to leave in the morning? Or
Probably
need to leave
best.
before morning?
Probably best to leave in the morning. We'll leave a coin on the counter we'll slide it under the door for the innkeep.
We'll leave early morning then. We won't. Honestly, as soon as like dawn cracks, we're probably gonna head out then.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll go back to sleep. I'll wake up at the crack of dawn.
But I would need to quietly try fix the door as well if I've blown it off its hinges.
Indeed. It has been quite thoroughly damaged. In fact, when you go to close it, it actually like You close it, and as you're kind of stepping in, it kind of swings back in.
Oh, that's an easy fix then. Just on a hinge, I guess. Could I do a crafting check to try and fix it?
You most certainly could.
We'll just pull some metal out of nothing and pull a lot of it so that it retains its form indefinitely instead of it like disappearing after a while. And just very gently like hammer it, set it in place, keeping as quiet as possible.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me a crafting check.
18?
Easy. You get in there, you use your kinesis to kind of reshape the metal and use a little light hammer to kind of pick it back into place.
With that hammer, she just like chucks it in the air and then it just like fizzles into nothing. Like, done. Okay. Back to sleep. Back to sleep. Back to sleep. I'm not being followed. Back to sleep. Back to sleep. And she'll just get back into bed.
Absolutely.
He will get back to sitting in the bed.
If you sleep with one eye open, make sure you alternate which eye it is.
Oh, the two of you are able to finish your night's rest. If you took damage, you are allowed to hit the rest button to recover health.
1.
Yes, that low levels.
Really? Okay.
It's con times your level.
17.
You're fine.
But you awaken in the morning, at least slightly refreshed. So the
I'm still
kind
a bit
of
bruised.
faint sounds of people beginning to move out in the town proper and in the rooms around you as well. You guys kind of had the corner room, so it's mostly just to the one side.
Okay, we'll leave our pay and just as soon as we can, on
A few of the with the coins that the thief had, well, not the thief, the bounty hunter had on his person. How many were there again?
There was 20.
Loons.
And
The loons are one of the coins of the Kalgat Confederation, with a loon being equivalent to a copper and a call, which he did not have any of, being equivalent to a gold.
we'll slip him 10 copper extra.
It is
For 10
also
loons, yeah.
worth noting that you guys are looking to travel to the Republic of Arskaran, which does not accept the loon as legal tender.
Still good to hold on to, but
Yeah.
you might be able to like change it.
Yeah, you'll be able to
currency
change it.
exchange. Yeah. Key does 10 copper for the noise last night and sound fair?
Sure.
You could do less. I did fix the door after all. Look at the door, it's fucking fantastic.
Whatever you want to do, whatever you think is right. Let's just get out of here.
I think, as I said before, a solid 8 copper is good. Let's give him 8 copper.
Absolutely. So you leave 8 loons on a table or what have you, or on the little stand by his door or whatever.
Let's go.
All right. We'll head on out.
Absolutely. You head out into the kind of early morning hours, and you see this town slowly kind of coming to life. It's incredibly small. There are maybe 20 buildings in the whole place. One of them that you can kind of see looks to be a bakery that smoke is steadily rising from their chimney. Kind of close proximity and the all of that lets the warm smells of fresh baked bread kind of linger on the air.
You hungry in the morning? I never did figure out your favorite food. Could it be bread? Could it be a fresh baked tarts? Could it be something sweet, maybe?
They don't answer.
Fine. Bread, yes or no?
They'll just nod.
You stay invisible. I'll go get some bread. And she'll just lightly skip off to the bakery.
Absolutely. You come up to the bakery. It's got kind of it's got a front kind of business-facing window, and you can see kind of beyond it a number of people working. One of them kind of sees you and shifts over. A young human man, probably 16, 17. Good morning. You're that traveler who's staying at the inn, yes?
Yes, of course. Thank you for noticing. You're very cute yourself.
Thank you. You like a breakfast?
Yes, please. Could we just get bread? Just 2 pieces of something nice.
All right. We've got just regular flatbread for a loon, or we've got some anjaradan for 3 loons.
What was that last thing you said?
Anjaradan. It's a fluffed up piece of flatbread with some meat in the middle.
Ooh, and she'll toss a glance back at Key to see if she's still there.
At the sound of meat, they'll like glance over. And I would say Key's like doing checks around now that a bounty hunter literally jumped them in the night. They're a lot more on alert, even more than usual. But they'll notice and give like a nod.
She'll look back and go, 2 of that fancy sounding bread, please, and 1 just bit of flatbread as well.
Okay. That will be 7 loons.
I'm not inventory managing at the moment, but just hand it for 7 loons.
Absolutely. And he comes back with 3 little wrapped sleeves of... 2 of them are kind of like slightly puffed up flatbread. The other one is just a regular slab of flatbread. Pretty good size, you know. It fits both hands comfortably.
She will put one of the puffed up breads into like a pouch, into her backpack, like without, back to Key and pouch to the merchant. She'll put one in the pouch and then hold the 2, like the flatbread and the bigger bread in both her hands. Thank you very much and have yourself a great day.
And you too.
And she'll just like look up and down him as she like goes to leave. With both types of bread in hand, she'll walk back to Key and sadly say, "They only had 1 of the puffy bread with meat in it." And she'll go to hand her the flatbread.
I totally saw you pack the meat bread, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did.
Can I make a deception check?
You know what? Yes. We'll say deception against Key's perception DC.
Okay. How do I see my perception DC?
It's 10 plus your perception modifier, so you've already got it beat.
Oh, 15, yeah.
She'll just smirk and pull out hand her the hand Key the larger bread, and then she'll pull out the bigger bread from her pouch and go, "Almost got you."
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. She'll tuck away the flatbread and they'll just both eat the puffy bread as we look for a carriage.
Absolutely. You know the general location of the kind of stable area where most people come into this village, and you kind of begin to make your way over that way. And the kind of warm sense of the village continue on. It's a small place on the border, you know. It has a number of people kind of coming through every which way. And as you make your way over, there is a kind of general sitting area that has some protection from the sun, as these kind of larger trading posts where caravans come in to rest and all that have wealths of protection. You kind of slip in out of the shade to wait, and there are a couple people around. There looks to be one merchant caravan that has come in with a horse-led cart that has a large awning over the front of it. The horse is a well-worn, looks old, being tended to by an older hobgoblin guy. You see a couple people sitting, just kind of like milling about, relaxing. Probably the person that stands out the most looks to be a woman who's kind of posted up near one of the kind of central pillars that holds the whole thing up in kind of light, airy, almost like collegiate robes. Looks to be elven in ancestry, very pale skin, just kind of leafing through a notebook as the early morning dawns on. There's other people here as well. There's a family of halflings that are like just kind of chilling out and chatting amongst each other. There are a couple rougher looking customers hanging around, possibly the muscle that is attached to this post to make sure nothing funny goes on. But you guys have some time before your caravan is scheduled to come through. So what would you like to do?
Saya will look to Key and just gauge. She'll just stare and have a little smile on her face and wait for it. She'll just stare and wait and look at Key.
What?
Do you have a preference where we go? Caravan's still coming on its way, but you can sit down if you'd like.
Somewhere quiet, out of sight.
Glancing around, is there somewhere that's quite out of sight?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of spots on like the edge of the structure. It's not going to be like totally out of sight because this place is also like kind of open air, just to prevent all the heat from getting trapped inside.
Just a quieter spot where not as many prying eyes.
We'll just keep our distance and look. We're intending to look like we're having a casual chat.
Absolutely.
That caravan.
You guys kind of. Good.
I was gonna say, but although she's like jovial and keeping quiet, but like trying to very clearly mess with Key, her eyes are very alert.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm on perception duty, scanning.
Sure. Roll me a perception check. See if anybody's clocking you.
I was gonna say scouting for me.
So how do I actually do an actual check?
The perception button above initiative.
Above initiative. Okay. Oh. Wait. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there you go. Oh, well, fuck me. Some sand got in my goggles somehow.
Yeah, still thinking about how somebody caught you last night. A little unexpected. It's got you thrown off your game.
Grumpy.
Do you need me to check your goggles?
Not
She'll
here.
like hold out a hand. Okay. Well, you let me know. And how's
Get
your
in the caravan.
and how's your jaw doing?
Still sore as usual.
I have someone that I can reach out to try and find a better replacement for it, for the prosthesis, but she's usually just around, so I don't have a specific method of contacting. Maybe on the way to Kismet we can try to look further, but she'll just look back worriedly at the jaw.
Well, it's just
Well,
mask, but
Yeah, her mask.
you know,
but-
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a jaw underneath.
Yeah, of course.
Little baby.
Um,
Can I make a perception check against object permanence?
That's an
No, but
Amir thing.
we would just animal handling. We would
Hey.
just be waiting for the caravan. Maybe she would pop an
Yeah.
umbrella, like make an umbrella out of nothing to shade against the sun.
Okay. Well, you guys are shaded from the sun because you're kind of in under this pavilion.
Extra shade.
Extra shade. Absolutely. You guys wait for some time, and after about an hour of waiting, more than enough time to finish your breakfasts, you see the kind of kicking up of sand from a good distance out as the first caravans begin to roll in. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Yay!
So we will be back shortly for escape from the Calgott Confederation. let's get back into it. So, you guys have waited some time, and the caravans begin to start pulling in. A number of them are horse-drawn carriages, but you see a couple that are a little more fantastical. One of them is this large, kind of looks like a cross between a sled and almost like a trolley being pulled by this team of, as you count them, 6 slug-like creatures. They have the kind of long, viscous, morphid bodies of slugs, but with spots of hard carapace on them that have what look to be almost like cactus-like growths kind of bulbing off of them in places. As that one pulls up, attended to by a cactus lesson.
Ooh.
Many of them kind of pull in, hop off their posts and begin to tend to their animals. A number of them unhooking the harnesses to their horses, but the Leshen just kind of stomps over and produces a little packet of what looks to be kind of almost salt-like powdered grains that they kind of sprinkle on top of these pack creatures. Before just kind of stepping in, glancing around. Passage to the Olysses in Arskarin.
The Olysses in Ascalon.
That's where we're going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I thought you said Ascalon.
Arskarin, which is the neighboring country.
It's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then by all means we'll get on that one. The cactus leshy.
Absolutely, you guys get and start to make your way over. You see a couple other people stand up, including the people you'd presumed to be the local security and the elven woman. All kind of step up, and he takes coin from them. Takes coin from the heavies. The woman hands over a stack of what look to be just like almost like papers. Takes the time to count them up before jerking a kind of bulbous thumb over, and they begin to board one by one until you guys come up. You're passing through to Dimlix or Kismet? Or are you going to the capital?
We are, and she'll shoot a look back at Kismet, right? We go to Kismet? Are we going to Kismet or Dimlix?
God, my brain. I can't remember anymore.
You were going
I
to
believe
Kismet.
it's Kismet. I was going to say, I believe it's Kismet. Yeah.
Kismet, please.
Alright, you got your pay ready? And you guys would have had your pay sequestered off for this. The
Yes.
doc would have given you.
Yes, and Sayu will pull out a special pouch and provide that with just Doc's pay inside.
Alright, wonderful. Go ahead and take your seat. Make yourselves comfortable. It's going to be a pretty long ride. Probably the better part of a week. Hope you've got rations. Just kidding. I've got everything taken care of. That's part of your fee.
Oh, thank you. You're very cheeky. You had me going there. Well done.
Gotta have a little fun if you're trekking across the desert.
Absolutely. Someone gets it finally. And she'll clap key on the button and they'll climb up into the carriage.
You will just, like, and climb up after. Like, oh, great. Now I got to deal with 2 of them for a week.
Sayu will give a polite greeting to everyone as she steps in.
Absolutely. A pair of hobgoblins kind of give you a... the woman seems mostly to ignore you.
That's fine.
About 10, 15, 20 minutes pass. The Leshen just completely disappears. You have no idea where he's gone off to, but he eventually comes back with a large sack and ambles their way up onto the bench at the front of the sled and kind of barks something off in an unfamiliar language before the slugs begin to crawl their way out across the sands. Once again, you guys are kind of insulated from the sun in here as the sled has a roof overhead, provides some ample protections.
You mentioned that there were some heavier people, like some security that had come along.
Yes, the pair of hobgoblins.
Do they have any weapons on them?
Oh yes, they are armed and armored.
Could Sayu do a... do I have guild knowledge? I think I would have guild knowledge for No, I don't think I do. Could I try to do a perception check to see if there's anything that she can identify with weapons?
I'll say, yeah, perception or crafting.
I'll go crafting. She's looking for a family insignia.
Absolutely. You don't see a family insignia, but the scabbards do have matching stamps. Which, with a 19, you are able to place the origin of these to a smithy in Olas Kajar to the north. These guys have traveled quite a ways.
Yeah. That's all. She'll just have a little content, like happy to recognize it.
Absolutely.
Looking over to Key, she'll just say, "Get comfy. I've got rations in the back if you need, but they also said that we have some here too. If you get uncomfortable, let me know. We'll work something out."
Alright.
It sounds so glum. It's just a week. Almost there.
He's just gonna slowly turn their head towards.
Yeah, I know. It's a week. I know. I'm sarcasm, but
You're bad at it.
I'm bad at sarcasm. I'm wounded, my dear friend.
And it's going to be about 9 days of actually probably closer to 10, because there's going to be a stop in Olis Dimlix. The first day proceeds uneventfully as this caravan makes its way out onto the open sands. Proceeds at a surprising pace, considering it is being pulled by what effectively are slugs. They get up to speed pretty quick, and you feel the kind of slide of the sand as you are pulled through the desert. It is a different sensation. The hobgoblins kind of murmur a couple things to each other in Kaggi, which I don't think either of you speak.
No,
Nope.
But
I missed that fairy.
the first day proceeds pretty uneventfully, as all you have to really see out around you is just the sweeping paths of sand dunes that rise and fall around you, some of which you cut over and through the valleys of, before the sun eventually begins to set, eventually kind of cresting up in the kind of rise of one of these dunes. Eventually your pass slows to a stop, and you hear the kind of creaking as the Leshen kind of hops down from his post and comes around and pokes through. We're going to stop here for the night. If you have bedrolls, you're welcome to use either the floor space or the benches to sleep on. It's not going to be the most comfortable, but when you're traveling across on the cheap, you get what you get.
She'll look around all people like unraveling their bedrolls, and would there be a way of making like no, it's metal, it's not really soft. Just making like a softer, more malleable kind of metal for at least a decent like mattress in a sense? I don't think so.
I mean, if you have a bedroll, you can make like a frame for it.
More so for everyone's bedrolls if they'd like.
If you offer, both of the hobgoblins kind of give you a look before shaking their heads, and the woman continues to ignore you. In fact, she hasn't even begun unrolling her bedroll. She's just still reading.
Then Saya will unravel her own bedroll, and with like a crack of her knuckles, a few little motes of metal, I will like dive underneath the bedroll in a sense and kind of like raise it up a little bit. And then she'll test it and try and make it so that it's enough metal so that it's not like a huge burden, but it's at least like softer in some places.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And she'll offer the same for Key as well. Not attempting to hide this from any of the other passengers.
She'll actually offer up their bedroll so Sayu can double up on the bedroll, because she knows that Sayu likes a softer bed, so because Key's just gonna sleep or rest sitting in the bench. They don't care.
If you're certain, I can still reinforce half the bedroll for you to make it a comfier sit.
I'm fine.
Thank you, that's very kind of you. She'll whisper in her ear as well. I'll keep first watch.
Key will kind of grunt in acknowledgement.
And with that, she'll take the second bedroll, make it a bit softer, and then lay down, keeping her gaze, like obviously like through her eyelashes, not trying to like be stealthy, but just trying to like doze off in a sense. But still keeping them open, and just quietly watch everyone through like her hair or something.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you take your watch.
I'm gonna use a hero point and reroll that.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to deduct the hero points, so I'm just gonna do it again.
Much better.
It's better. Love to see it.
So you post up and kind of keep your watch. Nothing really comes out of the dark to like attack the caravan or the sled or anything. You're kind of posted up on the kind of upward slope, so you don't have like the greatest view. It's stable enough that you're not like rolling as you sleep.
More so just checking out the other passengers and making sure that they're not up to anything.
Absolutely. Both the hobgoblins are just like dead asleep. The woman, however, has stayed up through much of it, reading, but about halfway through your watch, she kind of quietly clasps her book and stuffs it in her satchel and kind of goes fishing through before pulling out this it looks at first like a water skin, but it doesn't have necessarily the opening. And it is in that moment that you realize the truth of your third passenger as she kind of brings it up to her mouth and sinks a pair of long, sharp canines into it. And your vampire compatriot feeds.
On, like, the bottle?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
On this sack of presumably some kind of hide that, rather than water, contains blood, as you see the kind of pools forming around her lips that, after a fashion, she kind of pulls away and, using a well-worn handkerchief, daps up the edges of her lips and kind of leans back in her seat and closes her eyes.
Before she closes her eyes, she'll go to say, she'll whisper specifically to her if she can, in a kind way. I thought you were a drow with the lack of sleeping, but that makes more sense, honestly. How are you finding the sun?
I stay out of it for the best I can, and it does not bother me.
An umbrella or two would be good.
I carry one,
You-
but I've been smart in my movements.
I imagine. Well, if you'd like me to reinforce that umbrella and make it more defensive for you, you can wake me in the morning if you'd like.
Defensive. It is a tool, not a weapon. I appreciate the sentiment, though.
It can be defensive or offensive. It's whatever you like, really. I cater to all my clans. She'll flash a knowing look in a sense of, we all do hide our secrets, but I hope yours are at least comfortable to bear.
Comfort is a luxury in the sands, above and below.
Indeed. Well, you have a friend if you need.
Appreciated.
And yeah, just let her go to sleep if she needs.
Absolutely. It's hard to tell if she actually drifts off or not. Her posture never changes. Her eyes are closed, and she is just sitting there, slightly leaned back into the seat. But your watch does come to an end. Presumably waking up Key for the second shift.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, rise and shine.
The only kind of response you get is kind of the head moving up from its resting position to more of an alert one.
We're fine. It's been uneventful. The lady seems nice. I'll leave it in your capable hands, but if anything happens, wake me. And with that, she'll actually relax and try to get some rest.
Absolutely. And Key, if you are keeping watch, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
22.
22. Rest of the night into the early morning passes pretty peacefully. You don't realize when it happened, but eventually the elven woman is... You kind of glance out of the corner of your eye and you see she is awakened reading again. The sun slowly begins to rise again, and almost alerting you, you hear a kind of soft series of pops coming from the head of the caravan.
Wait, it's morning?
Yes, as the sun is slowly starting to rise.
Do I have rest for the night?
Yes.
Done. Okay, so we just. Yay! Another hit point.
Let's go. We just flex this real quick. That's
Look, I'll-
nice.
Okay.
Well rested.
So I hear popping noises.
Mm-hmm. Just a kind of series of...
Oh, hold on, my internet's going out. Give me a second.
Uh-oh.
Would Sai be awake from those pops?
They are very soft. So if Sayu's a light sleeper, then maybe, but...
She probably was a heavy sleeper.
okay.
Became a
I'm
light
gonna-
sleeper, but leave it to Key.
Can I identify what they are at all?
Not really. It's like a fluid popping almost, like a boil bursting.
Ew.
Saya will turn over in her sleep and just go, "Oh, no, you don't put the corn in the kiln. It's not for that."
Can I kind of peek my head out of the cart, I guess, to try to like look over?
Sure. You
Just
kind of
see
lean out
what it is.
and you see up at the head the little slug creatures that have been pulling the carriage along. Some of the cactuses they're the cactus-like fruits that were on their backs are popping off, and you see the Leshen carriage master out there kind of collecting them. And he kind of looks back, sees you leaning out. Breakfast's ready.
They're just gonna like stare at him for like a hot second and then give him a nod before moving back into the caravan. Like, oh, okay, you're good.
But eventually, Sayu, you also wake up more rested. And the hobgoblins woke up sometime before you, since they didn't bother to take any watches. After about an hour, the carriage driver comes and kind of hops onto the back of the sled. All right, I've got rations here for everyone for the day. They're going to outlast you, but they'll be both food and water, so you should be totally satiated from them. And just kind of pops down 2 sacks full of this kind of peeled, juicy-looking green fruit.
What? Just thrown out one of these of what it is. Maybe?
It's fruit?
It's fruit.
It'd be a nature check to identify it.
Oh, do you want me to reroll or just leave it as is?
I mean, you've identified it as fruit.
Yeah. It's the same as... Wait, I've identified it as fruit, but what it is would be a nature roll?
Yeah.
Yes.
Could I roll nature?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually,
You can say no.
It's 12 again.
It's exactly the same.
the recall knowledge action is a secret check, so you would have to do that as a blind roll. But 12, you don't know.
I don't have a clue. She'll give it a sniff. Look
He
over
will
the
just-
key.
Yeah, Key's just gonna take one and hold it for a sec. I would say they're gonna wait until everyone starts going in on theirs before they start eating, because eating means taking off the mask, and taking off the mask means more attention. So they're just like, oh, we'll wait it.
I can set you up a little.
That just draws more attention.
Yeah, it would. A little shutter or something.
No, it's fine. They'll just
Yeah.
wait it out.
Well, both of the hobgoblins kind of take their share and lean back in their seats, kind of looking out as the Leshen moves back around to the front, and you guys begin to pick up your travels for the day.
She'll take a bite as well when in room.
Yeah. It has an almost savory taste to it. It is incredibly juicy. It's kind of like a watermelon almost, but with a little thicker flavor to it.
Try it. It's good.
I will in a bit.
I've still got that bread.
In a bit.
Fine. Yeah, we'll continue on traveling.
Absolutely.
Does the vampire lady go for it?
She does not.
Makes sense.
Actually, no, she
She'll give her-
does.
She'll give her a little wave in the morning.
She kind of like returns it with a slight glance in your direction and a nod, but she just takes her fruit and snacks on it and continues reading.
Good enough.
As you guys are traveling today, one of the hobgoblins kind of leans forward in his bench, kind of looking at the elf and then turning to you two. So where are you going? You're traveling to Arskeren from the Kelgets. If you don't mind my asking, if it's too personal, you don't have to say.
No, of course. Thank you for asking. It's nice to have some chatting. We're heading to Hargaveln's Teeth, just having a little tour around there, maybe a little sightseeing.
Ah, you're looking to get devoured by demons.
No, maybe, no. She'll just, like, wave her hand as if to, like, brush him off, like, no.
So you're traveling not just through not just through Azkaran, but through a friend as well.
Mostly just having a look around.
Could be an expensive journey.
Probably. We might not be able to make it all the way. Maybe we'd have to turn back or something.
You don't have a patron who's financing it?
I wish. Patrons these days are so hard to come by.
Shit. I was hoping to find someone to fucking work for with this. Yeah.
If you're finding someone to work for, what do you do?
We're mercenaries, me and my brother here.
Yeah, mercenaries aren't really in high demand these days, I imagine.
Are you
Have you
kidding me? Well, I mean, some demand, but it's, you know, it's the kind of job.
Guard work not your thing?
Guard, is boring.
Yeah.
Stand around trying not to shit your pants bored.
Why not treasure hunting? Go out, see the world.
So much treasure hunt, you know, is done under sand. It's no good. You know, a vampire, they see you, they go, take blood from your throat.
Oh, come on, they're not that bad, please.
You know, blood price, you know, sometimes they say you are owing blood price. Not me. Not me, my brother, me, no.
I think those bigwigs in the city do tend to be a bit more of a slow burn in a sense, like getting their teeth in you and then slowly taking, like, not so much your blood, but your coin, your family away.
Yeah, well,
there are scarier things.
it's devil you know versus devil you don't, right?
I suppose.
Yeah, maybe his work in Dimlix, you know, small tower city,
They could use some mercenaries, yeah.
has wizards there, you know, make money there.
They can barely pick up books, yeah.
Yeah, weak baby arms.
She'll giggle. No, we're mostly just looking around the sands, just trying to see more of the world.
There's a lot of world to see.
I'm excited to see all of it.
What about you? You're a quiet man? Not a quiet woman? Person?
She's hurt her throat recently and trying to take it simple with some medicinal herbs and stuff. But that's fine. I'm happy to talk. You're not bored of me already, are you?
No, you're fine. Just curiosity.
I'm fine. Oh, you wound me. My goodness. Well, and she'll take a cursory glance at their weapons as well. Can I gauge the quality of them or the condition of them?
Sure. Give me a crafting check.
Love to see it.
Yeah, they're decent condition. They look like they take some care of them. But they've probably seen better days.
You take care of your weapons well? Oils? I'm a smith by trade.
Oh, sometimes clean. Yeah, when we have the money to spare. It's been dry patch lately, so not as much.
No, understandable. May I see them?
Of course, just so long as you promise to give them back.
Absolutely, you have my word. Here, and she'll give the flatbread to the nobleman. You can have my lunch if you'd like.
Oh no,
I can't eat like to hold on to until I'm done. I can't eat metal, of course.
Yes, of course, that's true. And so he
And
kind
she'll
of
just have it.
unclips this scimitar that he's got hooked onto his belt and hands it over and unsheath it. And yeah, it's a little worn, but it's very clearly a pretty solid craftsmanship.
You take some decent care of this, even with your situation.
Oh yeah, there was time, we sliced through people just easy, cuts like butter.
It would. But if I may, you might. And then she'll wave her hand in the air, and just like a mote or two of metal would just into existence, and she'll kind of like take a finger and just lightly go over the scratches and the worn parts as well, and try and just sort of like she just polishes them sort of back to good health if she can.
Yeah, a little like buffing.
Yeah, a little buffing, a little bit of reinforcing, not too much, just something little just to like give it some good care. If you use some decent oils on this, the blade stays fine in the scabbard. Check the scabbard health too as well. It would be good to make sure that it's going in nice and cleanly and not getting any nicks on it too.
That is impressive magic.
I wouldn't say it's magic. It's more natural, but thank you.
Yeah,
It's very useful when you're a smith.
I could imagine, yes. I can do nothing like that, so I just swing it.
Yeah, no, swinging it is really, really tough, and I can imagine it takes a lot of strength to do that too, so good on you. And she'll hand it back and ask if their friend would like it to be buffed.
I suppose, yes, here you are. And rather than a scimitar, he has a falcata, which curves forward, kind of like an axe blade, but for a sword.
Fancy.
Yes, it's a good weapon. I use it chopping criminal.
And she'll do the same thing, just a little wave, some buffing, maybe a bit more on the hilt too. Same with this one. The blade is very fine, but you treat it right, it'll treat you right too. She'll hand it back and.
It's forged in Hegeran Consortium, best blacksmiths in Kajar.
I know smiths that are mostly southwest or so. There's some good ones there. A couple ones all around. Sight smithing is pretty good. But yeah.
Southwest, you mean Garzet?
Yeah, around that area, yeah.
I mean, kind of spits.
I see. Yeah, that's fair. And she'll eye her flatbread. Just politely.
Oh yes, here is for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Again, take good care of those swords, they'll take good care of you too. I'm certain there'll be mercenary work for you in Olas Dimlicks. Or less.
Hope so. Yeah. It's a good chunk of money we have now to just get here, is Who knows, maybe, get on how you say expedition to like Karen Heights, the other one says. Treasure troves of dead people,
I usually let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah, well, sleeping dog wake up, you give us treasure.
You can see Key kind of like tilts her head a little bit and gives a nod, like agreeing with him.
She gets it.
She does. She does. With the repairs, the first one that was like super nice, like that would stay permanent, but I think the other one would fall off in like a few days time, and there'd be like a deep scratch in the blade for like spitting at the notion of the Southwest blacksmith.
Absolutely.
She's very proud. And politely, she'll also turn to the lovely lady and say, "Ma'am, I know we haven't been acquainted. Is there anything you'd like to have reinforced?"
Oh, no, I don't carry a blade.
Totally fine.
You don't carry a blade? Why not? You're just asking for trouble not being armed out here.
Women are very capable.
Yes, I'm a student of the arcane. I don't need a weapon. A student of Kane?
No, arcane, like magic, like mine. And she'll make some stars appear over her
Oh,
head.
student of magic. You know, that's different from Kane. Kane is help walk.
Yeah, but magic can also help walk too. But she said arcane specifically.
What's the difference?
Different word for magic. Not a cane like you walk on, but more, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you get it.
This makes sense.
Well, there are different armaments as well. You don't really need a blade to stay safe. Obviously, you've done well to get this far and stay very safe, but some armors can be good. There's tons of ways of self-defense without having an explicit weapon.
Yes, I have spells for that as well.
I'm sure you do. And that's a genuine, like, smile of just, like, yeah. Smile. Is there anyone else in the carriage?
It is just the four of you and then the Leshen who is up front driving.
Mm-hmm.
There are five of you.
He's just like, gosh, dang it, this is gonna be a long trip.
She'll make a mental note to offer the Leshen some, like, essential repairs if need be. The carriage once they get there. Or at least to
Absolutely.
the halfway point to Dimwix. But yeah.
Your travels continue for the next good while. Relatively similar. Every now and again, the hobgoblins try to like chat you guys up and talk about all sorts of stuff, telling you about jobs they've had, fighting monsters in the desert, and
Wow.
a couple of times they've had to go to the Undersands chasing some guy who had like a 10 loon bounty.
10 copper bounty?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But it,
Did the guy say how much of a bounty Key had? Or no?
he did not.
We just said there was a bounty. But if we were to talk about it, I would probably just go, "Oh, I'm sure it's a very high bounty, sweetheart. Don't you stress."
It's not that. Just they want to just size up like, okay, what's the average bounty around here?
Maybe.
10 loons is low.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably pretty small, but those guys are desperate enough to go after a 10 loon guy up down to the Undersands.
Yeah. There was only one guy with a club that was after you. So, kind of traveled too far quick yet.
Eventually, your caravan arrives in Dimlix, and the hobgoblins get off. A couple more people get on. They chat with you. They're a little more chatty, these people, because they're traveling between cities in Arskaron. They're happy to talk about how great and beautiful Arskaron is, because they pick up very quickly that you guys are not from around here. They get to talking about stuff like, "Oh, I hear that Ulasgar, the Ulis is to the west. They don't have quite as much voting for your representatives and the like. You'll love it here in Ashkaran. You know, it represents the people and shit like that, and talking about like local dishes and stuff and all that, and surprisingly, a lot of it is not much different from your time in Olisgarzad.
Yeah. She'll keep an ear out for the dishes specifically, and keep watching Key to see if there's any reaction to certain dishes being named.
Yeah, a lot of it is like curries, especially, seem to be very popular, especially in southern Ashkaran.
No responses.
Spicy food. She'll be staring at Key for this. Spicy food.
You will like slowly turn their head away.
Can be mild, you know. It doesn't have to be spicy.
Sweet food.
Could be sweet curries if you have baby tongue.
I'm mostly trying to find out what my friend likes. She's very picky, but at the same time, does not like to say what she likes. Her throat's a bit sore.
I swallow sand.
I think so. You know, I never actually heard what you did swallow. Key, what did you swallow? Smugly looking at, like, not expecting a response at all, but putting her on the spot.
He just like looks over. She is glaring behind her goggles.
Touched a nerve. Well, regardless, I for one love spicy food because it ignites this fire in you, you know. And she'll like lead them away from looking at Key. It feels like there's just like a roaring fire in you at times, and then you use something cool to cool it down. It's like, forgive me for saying I'm a smith by trade. It's kind of like a forge in a sense, how you like heat it up and then you can cool it down, and usually you have a great time doing so.
Yeah, it's correct. Yeah, I bet.
You haven't had spicy food yourself?
Oh, I've had spicy food, but I've never worked a forge.
Yeah, true. No. I was mostly just talking of like a food metaphor sort of thing.
No, you haven't. You haven't lived until you've had curry with blood pepper.
Really? Mm-hmm. She'll blink, look at the vampire lady, blink, and then look back at the people, trying to gauge her reaction of like blood pepper. If that sounds like an actual cuisine, or if it's more like an ingredient.
She does not flinch. Is very spicy pepper. It grows under sands. I'm told the vampires, they are the ones who grow it, but now Gajamar, they grow it now.
Cool. I'll have to give it a try sometime.
Gets around. Oh, it will. If you have baby tongue, it might kill.
Duly noted.
The travel to from Olis Dinlix to Olis Kismet is just as long, filled with just as much just idle conversation as the people continue to try to make the time pass by just talking about whatever idle bullshit.
She'll offer at one point to like take a look at their arms if they have any as well, and give them tips for like self-defense. Shill out this lovely company that's trying to like market their wares as like self-defense weapons, where it's like you don't really need not a blade that can really hurt someone, but it's good for driving people off and keeping yourself safe.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe I will buy. That sounds yeah. You know what? Yeah. You've sold me. Next time I see this company's name, I will buy.
Keep an eye out for sight smithing. They seem like lovely people.
Sight smithing. Absolutely.
I think their motto is, if you like it, it's on site.
Oh. I don't quite get it, but...
Like, it's like a pun. Like, you see it, and therefore you know it's perfect for you, so then you want to buy it.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yes, I like that. This is good.
Great return policy, too.
But the travels continue until you are 3 days out of Olis Kismet, at which point there is an abrupt stop to the sled at about midday.
Is everything okay, my prickly pal?
Hey, yes, we just have to wait for a little bit. I don't know if they have Mutak out in Kalgat.
Mutak?
Yeah.
Should look at Keegan.
Would I know what that is?
Give me a society check to recall knowledge.
Oh God.
Make sure it is a blind roll because this is a secret check.
12.
Society.
12.
So blind.
Mm-hmm.
Blind GM roll.
Blind GM roll.
Okay.
Yeah, mutak are like a kind of bird, as far as you can recall. Like massive birds.
Big bird. That's all. He will whisper over to Sayu.
Are we stopped for some birds? What's up? What do you need?
Eh? I mean, just look, it's in front of us. She's traveling now.
Oh, and she'll look out the window, and what do we say?
Yeah, you kind of lean out the window and you just see an absolutely massive worm kind of slowly burrowing through the sand. And as you kind of get a better look, you see that there is an entire city built on its back.
Oh. Fancy.
Oh, I thought you said bird, not worm.
No, I said bird. You critically failed.
Oh. Okay. That's fair.
Not a king. What the fuck? Not a big bird. It's a worm. I need to check your rations.
I'm coughing and laughing, but my mic suppression is keeping it coming through.
We've been fucking robbed.
Magnifique. Oh, I see. Are we waiting for it to pass?
Oh yeah, if we try to go now, we'll get caught up in the path, and
Oh, yeah, for sure. No.
I think he's
sweat at all.
as big as about 10 of us.
10 of us?
Yes, this sled.
Oh, yes, sorry. What city is that on the worm?
Oh, I don't know. It's a mutak, There's a bunch of them. They travel around. Druids.
Interesting. Huh. Alright, well, keep us posted. If you need any help, let us know. Or let me know.
Yeah, it's just a matter of waiting for it to pass.
Cool. Can't go around it?
Oh no, it's massive. It would take an hour, probably.
Yeah, and she'll, just slowly close her eyes, oh, yay. Thank you. Alright, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
After some time, it passes, and you feel the kind of slow lurch as he gets his little slug guys up to speed again. And after some many days, you guys arrive without further complication in Olis Kismet. The massive walls reach out before you, forged of black stone and woven steel that spiral patterns run through, and the large open gates pull on up, allowing your sled carriage passage through before coming into a kind of slow and steady rest in what looks to be kind of another trade post like the one you saw before. Though probably the most interesting function of Olis Kismet, which is not one that was present in any of the other Olises you've been in, is that the walls come up and actually bend over, creating a kind of awning over the outer ring of the Olis. You have heard stories that the nation of Ars Karan is incredibly friendly to the Castagir vampires that lurk just underneath the sands, but you hadn't quite realized just how friendly they are.
I'm guessing the awning is giving them shelter against the sun.
Yes.
It's nice.
You estimate, with your kind of background in smithing and construction, that there's probably a third of this city that is shielded from the sun at all times.
Oh, finally, some reprieve from the heat.
Thank you for your journey. If you're going to Fort Ains, stay on. Otherwise, get off.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's go. It's been a pleasure, everyone. Thank you for your time. And she'll nod again to the vampire lady.
Absolutely. She actually gets off with you. Or, well, not with you, but like slightly after.
After. Yeah.
Same stop.
Yeah.
No, I was searching for a merchant friend here. Her name is Zoe. But I don't know if she would be here specifically. I think she was upset northwest last time. There must be someone that we could talk to for getting a look at some metals for us. Okay. Can you see any, like, merchants or anyone around here with me? And I'll do a perception check as well, I guess.
If you are looking for someone, I could help.
Either we're after a merchant who sells some metals, or we're just after a friendly-looking merchant. Huge backpack, maybe around here. I have no idea. Last I heard that she was up going northwest, but I'm not too certain. When I say huge backpack, I mean huge backpack. You'd know it if you saw it.
Of course. I have connections with the Bolglak clan. If you are needing to buy something, they can help you.
Society?
Absolutely. Roll me a society check. I should have been blind, but 18's fine.
Oh, sorry.
The Bolglak clan are one of the big Castigear vampire clans. They kind of fall out compared to the others. You can kind of recall that the big three are the Dulnahesh, the Arak, and the Jarnalatama, which are the political faction, the greatest warriors of the vampires, and the mages. The Bolglak do have incredible merchant networks across the Undersands.
I would love to take you up on that offer. We're mostly just looking for and has everyone else, like, has that carriage left?
It's kind of stopped here for now, but you guys have walked away a little ways.
Out of earshot, at least.
Yeah.
Is anyone else around?
There's people like milling about, but nobody's like watching you or listening in.
We're just looking for a prosthesis for my friend. Poor thing, missing some parts. I'm wanting to get a nice metal replacement. Surgical, if possible. Like a nice, resistant metal in a sense.
Yes, I can put you in touch with someone who can do that.
You're too kind. How could I repay you?
Well, owing the Bolglak clan a favor or spending your Arzex with them is always a good thing to pursue.
Indeed. Arzex.
That's the currency.
Yeah. We would have to find somewhere to change currency first, and then we could get in touch. Would it be something that we could postpone or arrange check for a time being?
Of course.
Thank you very much. You are too kind. Please, if you have any needs, please reach out to Sight Smithing and tell them Sayu sent you. They'll take good care of you.
I will let my friends know.
Of course, and she'll beam. If we were to find you for a future deal, how will we look for you? Or one of yours?
There should be an outpost of the Bolglak clan on the south side. You will know it by the darker stone of its buildings and the banners that hang from it.
And just so I don't go piss off some vampires, lovely as they are, could I ask your name as well?
Herania.
Aranya, it's beautiful. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time we spent together, and I hope you have safe travels.
Of course.
Don't be afraid. Don't be a stranger.
She kind of glances edgewise to you as well, Key, and gives a slight nod.
He gives a nod back.
And she...
That's huge for her, honestly. Well done.
Back to glaring at Sayu.
Without another word, she shifts off into the city, leaving you two alone here in the in the caravan grounds. And I think that's where we're going to go ahead and end. As you guys have arrived in Kismet and you have motivation. So we will pick up with you two in 3 weeks. As next week we pick up with 2 more travelers in this great eastern desert. As more and more disparate stories converge in the city of Olas Kismet. But thank you all for coming out and watching, and we will see you next week with a different story, and we will see these guys in 3 weeks.
Looking forward to it.
Good night.
You are trespassing on federal property. Please leave now. You will not be warned again.
Stamattina mi sono alzato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Stamattina mi sono alzato, io ho trovato l'invasor. Partigiano, portami via, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, e mi sento di morir. Partigiano, portami via, e mi sento di morir. Se io muoio da partigiano, oh bella ciao,